Uh, I think I cannot say the name of the person, but there was a time I wanted to really be with the one person, but I feel like the image of that person is not good in the society, and also the person has that kind of behavior. So on my beliefs, I was like, I'm not going to that kind of person because I feel like, okay, I was too holy to go to those kind of person. So that
Okay.
was my own belief. And after some time, I got a serious situation in this country, and the only person that I was avoiding all the time is the only person again coming to help me out.
Oh.
So imagine, so it's kind of okay. So all the time I've been avoiding him, and he didn't even care, and he came again to help me. So it's kind of, I've missed a lot trying to avoid him, and after at the end, now I've learned too much from him, and he have helped me too much also. So my personal emotion and my personal belief was, hang up with those kind of person also is not good for my health or is not good for my personalities. But uh, how can I prevent the personalities as long I don't know anything about the person. So I think it's really good to manage our emotion based whatever we're doing, but we have to manage it and so that we can improve
Yeah.
and going forward.
Because we never know. We never know
Absolutely.
what comes next.
Yeah, Mr. Joseph, I think you have also some experience that you can share with us. Everything that you have come across.
The best one for me is something that happened to me many years back, more than 10 years. I was still in my seventh grade and I was at school. And after studying, and we finished a certain period and we were supposed to get our result. And
Mm-hmm.
my results were not really good. So I was already afraid of how my father is going to take care of me in that line. So they took a paper, so they gave us the paper, the mask card on
Yeah,
which
yeah, yeah.
everything was. And some people who usually live around me, they know that sometime I will take a paper and make a noise as if I'm cutting the paper, but I'm not.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
this is where the story comes from. So the guy
yeah.
takes my mask card with bad result and do as if he's cutting it and makes a noise with his mouth like.
Oh.
And when thinking about how I'm going to tell my father that I failed
And
with a
it
torn mask card,
was.
I just slapped the guy straight,
Okay.
just for me to check and realize that my
Hope
mask
you
card
didn't
was
fight.
not.
Hope
No,
you
we
didn't
didn't.
reply back. Okay.
Thank God he was not like me, was not too emotional.
Okay.
So I just realized that my mask card was still full. So this is how acting under emotion can really be so bad, because
Hmm.
see, I'm slapping somebody who has done nothing at all.
Nothing. Yeah, absolutely. And if he react also so fast, you could fight with him, right?
Exactly. And maybe they will throw out from school forever.
Oh. So I just a quick uh, slide I can add also something based on I think was the choice of my mentors. There was a time like so I think it was Mr. Joseph. He told me not, but Donald Trump is good actually, and I've taken him as a mentor. So no, based on my emotion, I was what the hell? This guy is not good. What's wrong with Mr. Joseph? This guy is not good. He's speaking whatever he wants. No, the way of doing things is not good. So after a time, I think I understand that, and I come close to the person like Donald Trump. I come to understand somehow is good based on the way he's speaking, whatever he's speaking. When he's speaking with confidence, and everyone is believing what he's saying. So I think that I can learn something from him, and I've learned something also from him. I think
Yeah.
emotion also is so bad. You cannot improve seriously. If you have an emotion problem, you can't go anywhere.
Great, that is amazing. So before we move on, I feel the room being so cold. I know that the weather is so cold today,
Hmm.
but I feel that we are in a room which is really on fire. So I would like to request us just to open all of us our mics and just to say hi, hello, so that we feel that everyone is there. Please just on your mic and just send a greeting.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, that sounds good to hear these kind of voices.
Mr. Sungalo, I greet you.
Yeah, you see, Mr. Joel is even naming people and greet them, you know? This is
Joel,
great.
I greet you.
Thank you, Miss Ruth. I greet you too. I hope you are fine.
Yeah, thank you. Bro George, I greet you.
Bro George.
Mr. Joseph, I'm fine.
Miss Dorcas, I greet you.
Yes, we share to improve.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I greet you all.
Yeah, we greet you too. Thank you so much. So now we feel that people are alive here. And today, people who usually don't talk. Mr. Abubakar, can you please mute your mic?
Thank you.
Great. Okay, so we're going to give you the word. We're talking about emotion management and acting under emotions. So the first thing that we want you to share with us, because we come here to build ourselves, you know, to understand something so that we can see the way that we can become better at the end of this meeting. So on the entry points, we're going to talk about your experience in manage. I mean, in front of situations that have been managed with emotions. You can tell us any example, any experience that you have got with that. But in the second part, we're going to talk now about what are the tips that we can use so that we can avoid being a problem, or we can avoid provoking another problem when acting under emotions. So when you are given the word, please don't give us the tips to avoid it, to save our time, because we're going to get into the second part where we're going to talk about the tips so that all of us go back with a brain well built. So the mic is open. Anyone who wants to receive the word, please just make a request and we're going to listen to you. Any experience with emotion management? And today I'm going to name some people who usually don't talk.
We have to.
Yeah. Anybody? The room is so cold.
Please.
The experience may be not only you facing this, maybe you've been a witness, you know, of a case where somebody has managed something with emotion, and maybe to tell us that he was able to manage well the emotions and this is what he did, or to tell that he was not able to manage well the emotion and this is the problem that he caused.
Mr. Joseph.
Yes, Miss Kavwele.
Yes, thank you for the word. Yes, I would like to talk about this topic.
Okay.
Yes, according to me, once again, please.
Are you still with us?
I think she left.
Yes, I'm there.
Okay.
Once again, I want us to. Yes, I'm there. Yes, as I was saying, I want to talk about this topic. It's an interesting topic. And for me, I've never been through this, like reacting in a bad way in a certain situation. But I've been a witness of this kind of situation where someone has reacted in a certain way and he regretted after on because that person he had a problem with his wife and having that problem while talking and all, the person reacted in a bad way. Actually, it was his fiancé actually, and he reacted bad. He started shouting, speaking rudely and all, and the fiancé was not comfortable with that. For her, she said that if you can talk to me in this way, as we are in the, how do we call
Courtship?
it? Yes, in the courtship, you are talking to me in this way, in this kind of situation. I don't know when we'll be married, how you can do that. So the lady broke up, like it was done for them, and they have been separated. And I've learned a lot to do not react in a certain way, even if it's any kind of emotion or any kind of situation. Just try to manage your emotions so that everything will be fine. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing this. And Mr. Asel, you see how this is so bad. Mine was a simple slap. This one, so you can lose people in life.
Imagine.
Anybody else want to share any experience? We want to be sure that first of all, this is a reality that we're going through. Because otherwise, if we address a problem that we're not actually facing, then it doesn't have its place among us. So we see an example like this. Anybody else?
You can just raise your hand and we can pick you up.
So everybody here has no has no problem with emotions.
They didn't experience anything.
Okay, you know me, I like naming people. So I'm going to choose people here. Mr. Chrysol, what do you have to tell us about this? So the remaining people, be ready. Don't even leave the meeting.
Can you hear me? I'm really sorry because I'm on the road right now.
Okay.
Okay. I personally first believe that there are some other things that come by default in our life.
Mm-hmm.
And I do personally believe that acting under emotion is one of the tool that come in default in our life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a problem. Sometimes you may avoid it just to try how to manage it.
Mm-hmm.
So it will still be there.
Yes.
So I don't think that there is someone who will say that, okay, I've never gone through it, or I will never go through it. So it's something that is by default. It's like, when you buy your new phone, you will see some app like message calls that it is not installed.
Yeah.
Even after setting up your phone, you will still receive those applications. So it's something also with emotion. It's just finding the way how to manage when you are going through a situation. Just don't be overreacting. Otherwise, you end up, as Mr. Joseph said, that end up slapping his friend. And we thank God because the guy wasn't also quick to back.
Yeah.
Otherwise, would have been. So I think personally, I've gone through it a lot, and that's I always try to find a way how I can manage it. The first thing that I almost do is sometimes I used to keep quiet when I realize
Mr. Chrysol?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to come back to you for the tips. At this moment is first of all the sharing of experience.
Okay, I think it's, as I said, it's a default tool that comes to every single person's life.
Mm-hmm. That we can't avoid, but we can make sure that we manage it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We cannot avoid that. Make sure that you can manage it.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing. I remember that we have somebody who gave a conference on I forgot again the title, but it was linked to the emotions and all.
Who's that? They can help us to.
Yeah, that is Mr. Joel.
Okay.
You remember the conference we had at Kanataka?
Oh, I remember Mr. HD. Where are
yes.
you? I think you can share something.
Mr. Joel, are you with us? Meanwhile, anybody else want to talk?
He was not alone in that conference. You are
Yes.
forgetting me.
Thank you. I just wanted to punch you. So since you yourself, you gave yourself freely to us. So Mr. George, we are listening to you.
Yeah, a lot of examples. I was just processing thinking of which one to tell, but I just got one now to relate. That it happened recently. That's to me actually. I was riding. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, I was on my way riding, and suddenly there was a girl coming also with the bike. She was also riding, and she overtook me. You know, she passed me. You know that feeling when a lady passes you when you are driving. She also has a bike. She's passing you. That that feeling is not really it's not really good. And suddenly what she did is I don't know how to call it. After rain, you know, there's water on the way on the road, right? Yeah, and while passing me, she how do we call that? Ah,
She pour water on you or something like that.
yes, the water. I got wet.
Okay.
Yeah, I got wet with a speed, and by that
Okay,
I
she
really,
splashed you with water, yeah.
yes, exactly. It splashed me with water, and I really got angry after that. She was running fast, and I started following her so that I will also do the same.
Okay.
And I reached a place where I was even about to make an accident because of that. Why?
Oh.
Because I was only focused on air. I wanted also to do revenge. And
You are searching for where there is water so that you can do the same.
I wish I could see that, you know.
and I was even about to make an accident because of that. And afterward, I just gave up. I just let her go.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know,
that's how emotion can, do such bad things to people.
yeah. You know, Mr. Asel, we're getting some nice experience here.
Absolutely.
And the reality is that you only realize that it's wrong later on.
Absolutely. After making that mistake and you realize, oh, I did something wrong.
Yeah.
Good.
So, Grace Ngoy, can you please give us any, can you share with us something that you've experienced with the topic?
Hi, everyone. I just arrived.
Okay.
Can you just give me some time, right? Because I'm doing something.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
But I hope you got what we're talking about by now.
I think, according to the subject, is acting under emotions, right?
Yes.
So, yeah.
So in this first part, we are asking people to just tell us about an experience that they have received personally, that they have experienced personally, or maybe an experience for which they have been witness of people acting under emotions and what it really caused. And in the second part of it, we're going to ask you to give us the tips that you think we need to use so that we can prevent ourselves from, taking the wrong decisions in this kind of situation. So we're going to give you your time to think about that as well. And going to give the word to Sadio.
Oh, Miss Sajo is here.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
She's always in the meeting, but
Okay, she doesn't.
She's deprivating us from her voice.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, please, if you have something to say, just say it. I'm naming people because you're not talking. Sadio, are you there? Okay, any other volunteer?
Oh, Mr. Ali.
Oh, Mr. Ali raised the end.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, fine.
Good.
Good. That's an excellent topic. Today we are discussing about emotion.
Yeah.
I agree on the point of Mr. Crystal actually. He said that it's actually a default settings. I mean, yes, it's true. Everybody is going to go through acting under emotion immediately at a certain point of time. I have a lot of experience that I really wanted to share, but it took me some time to really decide the one exactly I wanted to tell you. I mean, so back in my country, I remember it was 3 to 4 years back. I was with an elder actually.
Okay.
So one of her friend just tell her that I'm doing some bad things. And I was not there at that point. Once I just reach her place, she start yelling at me, telling me some wrong stuff, even not asking me, were you doing those stuff really? So it really touched my heart. And since that day, I really took, I just went away from her house for more than a month since talking to her. So it was really bad. It really affected me. But at a certain point of time, I realized that I was really wrong. So I decided to go back and apologize.
Okay.
That went under an emotion actually. I was really blessed at that time. I was really bad. So
okay.
The
Oh,
fact
you were
that
out.
really,
Okay.
yeah, the fact she was really telling those stuff, it's kind of struggled me. I mean, so it was really bad for me. So I couldn't even breathe at that point of time. So it really touched me. Since that at that point exactly, I just ran away.
Yeah.
And after more than a month, I realized that acting under emotion is not really good for us. We have to really think before acting. That's what I really want. Yeah. So be really careful with your emotion. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ali.
Thank you, Mr. Ali. So we see the way that we can create distance between people just because we are acting under emotions.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes, Miss Ruth. Yeah, I'm happy when people request for the word like this.
Yes. Okay, my opinion, for me, I think reacting or acting under emotion to manage the emotions it depends on the situation.
Okay.
It depends on the situation. There are some situations that like is automatically and you are not able to manage it. It's
like the guy I slapped.
Yeah. I will give an example. One day, I was in my country at the bus stop. The bus driver touched my hand, like, come here. It was automatically. I slapped the driver.
Don't do like me. Okay.
Yeah, I slapped the driver because I was like, I was not able to control my emotions. You see? Yeah, it depends on situation. And after that, I regret, like, it may be a father of family and all. I regret after. But I think to manage the emotion is depends on the situation, it depends on other things, if I can say that, because there are some situations you are not able, it is automatically, you are not able to control it.
What are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So thank you, Miss Ruth. Mr. Assel, one thing that I want to point out here from what Miss Ruth said is that there are some situations in which it is almost impossible to manage the emotions. We're going to talk about this in the second part. So we're going to give the opportunity again, I think, to two or three people, since time is not our friend as well. So if you plan, there are some people when they reach into a meeting, they'll be like, no, I will wait for 2 to 3 people to speak. You may miss this opportunity. So 2 more people. Grace, are you ready?
Or Mr. Joel also. Are you ready?
I see my brother Faustin. Grace is not responding. Mr. Joel said that he was not in a position of talking. Faustin, do you hear us and do you have anything to say? Samba Diawara. Okay, Samba, the word is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Joseph, for the word. I'm thinking about this question. I'm in the same side with Mr. Ali and Mr. Crisol. Yeah, as they said, emotion is something that automatically leads you to do something that you will either regret later.
Okay.
So, yeah, sometimes you get hurt by people, but even if you know that you are not the responsible, but your emotion can lead you to do something that you are not going to enjoy it later, you know. So it comes so automatically. It is not your fault. But I think before acting, you have to sit and think properly about what you are going to do next, so that you cannot hurt in turn that same person. So that's what I think about that question.
But you as a person, have you faced something like this where you acted under emotions?
Mm. Yeah, but yeah, I think yes.
Can you tell us what it was and what you did?
I think there is a lot of things I did under emotion. So
okay.
Just like sometimes one day I had a brother. As Mr. Ali said, he thought that there was something I did, but in reality, it was not me, you know. So when he came, he argued at me, telling that I have done something that was not right. Even before, he had not asked me, you know. So he didn't want to know even he didn't want to listen to me. So I think I was hurt and I said something that was wrong to him, and
great.
it turned wrong. So yeah, and I think I acted under emotion, so I could wait, and then after I could explain him what was really
what really happened.
Yeah, what really happened, so that he can understand. But at that time, I acted under emotion, and I think I hurt that person.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, this reminds me when we were maybe 5 years old. Your parent will shout at you and you say, "I'm leaving this house," and you pack your stuff. Where are you going?
Yeah. Yes. You are not able to feed your own self.
Yeah. You'll just reach at the door and you start crying yourself.
Can you then refuse to eat, but afterwards, how can I sleep? You know, I'm starving.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Arcel, we're taking the last person.
Okay.
For the first part. Anyone who want to share his experience with emotion management? The last person before we get into the second part where we're going to talk about the tips. Okay, Daniel, you have the word.
Good evening.
Good evening. Can you please tell us how to pronounce your name?
Daniel.
Okay, great. So I did it well.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, I'm going to share you. I did a lot of things, but I'm going to share you only one.
Okay.
3 days back, I went to buy something from the shop.
Okay.
In India, here in Bangalore. Then one guy came and he tried to push me. Directly, I've slapped him. Directly.
Oh, 3 slaps now. Okay.
Yeah, directly.
Okay.
Then after I realized that I did something wrong,
Mm-hmm.
then I asked him, I apologize.
Yeah.
That happened just, I think, 3 days back.
Okay.
I think it is impossible to manage that kind. It is impossible to manage it because
It's
of it is.
prompt. It just
Yeah.
once again and bam.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my experience. I did a lot of things, but this is happened
Like 3 days back, so it's fresh. Yeah.
Yeah. Fresh.
It's a fresh slap.
Yeah.
Okay, just by the way, Mr. Daniel, are you in our WhatsApp group?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, fine. Happy to know that.
Okay, thank
Great.
you.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience. So, Mr. Ansel, you can see when we take the ideas and the points that has been shared by everyone here, we understand that acting under emotions always come with something which is negative.
Absolutely.
And we understand that people finally regret after taking such actions. So, and some people also acknowledge that it is very difficult to manage them since some of them come in a prompt way. It just come and you act. So now that it prompt like this, and we acknowledge that it is not good, and it always produce a result that we finally regret. So we're going to get into the second part that I'm going to let Mr. Arcel continue to lead. So Mr. Arcel, I think the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. I think we've got already 3 slaps. One from Joseph, another one from Miss Roots, and Mr. Daniel also have slapped someone. I think.
Don't forget the splash of George.
Okay, also Mr. George. So he didn't succeed actually, He tried to find the way, but he didn't. So, so I think most of people they have another reaction based on emotions. Some of them they can react by acting, they can slap someone or they can just try to calm themselves. But if you find yourself that you are in that situation of reacting or acting directly after you find someone probably working on your shoe and your only reaction is slapping at the first time, that is a bad reaction. You have to take care of. That's also helped me a lot because sometimes I was like this, when you try to work on my shoe, man, you take yours. So after some time, the only thing I'm doing is instead of slapping the person, I can even slap myself somewhere. Doing a kind of thing. Okay, I'm giving the information to my brain that I've acted something. So I think, Mr. Joseph, we can go to the tips, or can you give us your first tip? I think I may start with you. Based on your example, you have been experienced, that's one. Your first lap, and since have you slapped someone again, have you used, have you used something that's have helped you a lot to overcome that emotion part?
Great. Since you're starting by me, for the sake of time and the possibility of the need of giving the possibility to everybody to talk, the only thing that I'm going to speak about here is to always prepare yourself mentally that something can happen.
Okay.
Something bad can happen. Somebody can splash you on the road. Somebody can cut your document. When you prepare yourself psychologically this way, you are giving some information to your brain, and you can train your brain on how to act. So you are the one who is supposed to decide what your brain is supposed to give as an information at that moment. So if you start preparing yourself for all the worst things that can happen, in that way, you're going to prepare or to train also your brain on how to react in those lines. And this is how, when it happens, it's no more something prompt, as people say there. It's prompt, and the brain does something without asking you any question. At that moment, the brain will find the answer. I wish I could explain it like a programmer with programming code behind. Yeah, but I think this is it. Like you have given an information to your brain that if somebody walks on my feet, use the hand and slap myself. This is an information that you've given to your brain. It really helps you to avoid doing something crazy. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yeah. Anyone want to share his like the tips or something that can help us to overcome emotions? I think Mr. Cristo wanted to give us the tips already. I think you are ready, Mr. Cristo.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, are you ready to give us your tips? After that, I will take Miss Grace.
One day, one of my students told me I'm born ready.
Excuse?
One of my students told me that he has born ready.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Talking about the tips of trying to manage this.
Mm-hmm.
I think number one, okay, that's what I used to do. Maybe it can also help someone else.
Absolutely, yeah.
The first thing, just I mostly keep quiet when I realize that in this matter we can go far. I think maybe the last time that I fight with someone, that was maybe in grade 2 or grade 3, so long back. And since then, because I realized that those years it was really difficult for me to manage. Whatever will come on my way, I think the only thing that we have to do to go down.
Okay.
So it wasn't really good because I was my parents were even tired of receiving the information coming every single day. And I think after a couple of times that I realized that it was overreacting. Because there are some other things that we do, though it is a really small thing, but as there are people who are supporting you left and right, you can end up doing something wrong.
Absolutely.
So the very first thing that I do is keep quiet if I realize that we can go far with this matter. And number two, always be ready to say to ask forgiveness or to say sorry to someone, because as Mr. Joseph said, there are some other things, though you know that it came just automatically or it came without you being prepared, but be ready. If you were not prepared to let it come out, be ready to say sorry. Yes. So it can help you. Though it may be right or wrong, but if this thing happened like this, just be ready to say sorry. You're not going to lose anything. You're not going to pay anything anyway. So I think these are the two tips that mostly help me. Whenever I found myself in a situation that I can overreact, I calm myself down by keeping quiet, not only with friends, because this thing can not only happen with friends, but it can also somehow happen with our parents, our sisters, our brothers, families members as well. So being ready to keep quiet in some other matters is a very good point, and being ready to say also sorry can help you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Christoph. Keep quiet and apologize. That is very important. Yeah, Miss Grace.
Yeah, thank you for the words. Actually, I think here we are actually talking about acting under bad emotions when we are angry, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So we have to find the tips. Okay. I mean, the first thing I can say about this is, first of all, you have to know that if when you will do something bad, you have to know the consequences. Okay, the consequences of your bad acting. And people here tell stories about slapping, a person under emotions. But what if that person, slap their back? Okay, slap them back.
That is a spy.
It will be like a conflict or a fight. Okay, because and when you don't have that strength to fight back. Okay, you will realize that you thought that. You thought quickly, you thought as fast as possible, and you didn't even think about the consequence that will come after your acts. So the first thing I can tell is when you are under any emotion when you are under anger, first breathe, because this is my personal experience. And I want to share with you guys. First breathe, because it's proven also psychologically Hello?
Yes, we are listening.
Okay, yeah. So it's proven psychologically that breathing when you are under stress or when you are in a situation that you can't handle, you have to breathe first. Okay, breathe and then think, because so we are acting without thinking in so many situations. We are acting without thinking, and we want to show the person, show the situation that we can fight back. Okay, that is not always a solution for that. It's not always a solution for that particular matter. Okay, first to breathe, and then when you're breathing, do not speak. When you're breathing, just stay quiet and think about how you can handle it, how you can respond to that situation, how you can respond to that person. Because there are also so many person that you are actually you can tell him or tell her something, and it's really whatever you say with your mouth, or whatever words you are telling, it's really hurting. Okay, if you can tell something really hurting and the person is fully broken because of what you say, and that's not a good thing to do, a good thing to do. Because when you do something like that, some other people can do the same thing to you, and that will not be good, right? So the first thing is breathing, and the second thing, just think about how you can handle this without any bad consequences, or without getting slapped again, or without getting under any problem that will we bring you to have so many bad thought, or so many bad reputation about your life or about you. So the first thing I can give is to breathe and to think about it, how you can handle it. And also the third one is you can control whatever the feelings your brain is giving you to do. Because as you did, as you said, is like a programming. Whatever the program says to you, whatever you type or whatever you do with your program, it will show you the data. Okay, but being a human being, we have to control that emotion. We have to control whatever the brain is giving to us, so that we can handle if it's good or if it's bad. We can see if we have to do it or not. So that's what I can do about this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Grace. Good inputs, right, Mr. Joseph?
Yeah, this was like a psychologist talking.
Like a meeting with one of them, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take Mr. Joel. After that, I will take Mr. Ismail and Mr. Somebody.
And please, Mr. Ourself, because of sake of time as well, I think we need to set what is the time that they're going to talk.
Okay, yeah. Please, can we be brief at least?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for me, one of the key that I believe anybody can use, that I've personally used also, is to know yourself first.
Okay.
There are people, they don't even know themselves. How do you react when you are angry? How do you react when you're under stress? How do you react when somebody has said a word that has offended you? You need to be able to identify yourself, first of all, to know yourself well. From the moment you know yourself well, it will help you to manage yourself very easily. I'll just give an example. We have some people, when they are angry, they be like, do whatever you do, you can't do anything, blah, blah. They will speak too much. But if you just try to do one thing of what they said, they get even mad at you. But you're the one who told me do whatever you want. Now I'm doing whatever I want. Now why are you mad at me? So you need to identify that when I'm angry, I speak useless stuff. So what I need to do is, next time when I'm angry, I need to keep my mouth shut.
Okay.
Or when I'm offended, this is what I do. I want to hurt the person back. So next time when somebody offended me, I'm not going to do this. So for me, I believe the key is to identify yourself. Know first of all, how do you react? Go back in your memory. Try to think about all those painful experience that you went through, all those experience, all those stuff that happened to you, and how you reacted. You will have a cue, and it will help you to know how to handle yourself better under any emotion. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, Mr. Joel. Thank you for the input. Yeah, Mr. Ismail.
Thank you very much, Mr. Asset, for the words.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay. So about that, I believe that first of all, you have to practice patience and also humility, because by being humble toward a situation, you can handle it really well. And I think that someone, whenever you will having a discussion with someone, just try to put yourself under the situation that you think that maybe that person is a bit impatient or angry, is really angry. So what will you do at his place? Just try to put yourself under that situation, and then also practice that humility, because it will really help you. And also try to put some jokes sometime in order to avoid bad things. Just put some joke. Is it might be true that maybe you are right, but just give it like that. And also just, what can I say else? Yeah, being patient, that would be really good. And try to relax yourself whenever you will be in discussion where you don't feel yourself good at it. And also, yeah, that's humility you should have, patience you should have, and relaxation. And what Mr. Joel see about knowing yourself, you should really know yourself so that you can handle those kind of situations. Thank you, Mr. Hassan. That was all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ismail. Mr. Joseph, the room is on fire, right?
Yeah, the room is on fire, and I like it because we're going to go out of this place with a lot of knowledge that is going to help us. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Mr. Samba. After that, I'll take Mr. Ali. My God.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Arcel, for the word. I think I'm totally agree with Mr. Joel.
Okay.
Yeah, as you said, when you get attacked by someone, I think you need to be aware of the first reaction, because since we are a human, it will be for sure to defend yourself. This is natural, but in turn, I think it's like you are sending at your turn a request to your brain to keep your mouth shut. So at that time, I think you have to be quiet so that you cannot do something wrong that you will regret later. So I think this is my tip to come under
control your emotion,
to avoid acting under emotion. Yeah, I think at that time I will keep quiet, and then I will look at how the situation is going to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Samba. Mr. Ali, you wanted to say something?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead.
So, as at the beginning, Mr. Crystal was saying that it's actually a good thing. So I agree on that point. So to be able to come out under that emotions, under that pressure, to be able to just avoid acting immediately under emotion. For me, my tips are really simple after some experiences. So we have to first of all take a deep breath.
Okay.
So you have to breathe at least 30 seconds. So take a deep breath. So and exactly know when to express yourself. When you act directly, it may affect someone. You may say some bad stuff. You may take a very wrong decision. So that's not something that you have to do. You have to give yourself some space also. What I mean by space, it can be physically, but don't take too much space. It can be also mentally. So create some space on your brain, in your brain, I mean. So distracts you from something else in your brain. So make a space, forget about what just happened and think about other stuff. I think in that case, it will be really helpful for you to come out under such pressures. And at last, I want to conclude by saying you have to develop behavior that distract you from stress.
Okay.
That's what I really wanted people to remember about this topic. We have to develop behaviors that distract us from stress.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ali. I think also, Mr. Joseph, sometimes the stress also can push us to really react so fast to some situation, right?
Exactly, exactly. The stress also can, participate in all this.
Okay.
And I think we have spoken so much about most of the actions, especially when these are prompt actions. I think there are many different possibilities that can push us, to act on the emotions. Mr. Ali was just talking about this pressure and all. And there's something that I want to say also, which is mostly found to the women.
Okay.
And maybe the women who are here may tell me if I'm wrong or maybe support the point. There are also some emotions that are positive. But if you don't manage well those emotions, you're going to lose a lot. There are ladies who have been able to empty their bank account out of love.
Okay.
You understand? So she will be in a relationship with somebody that she loves so much, and the emotions that comes with the love that she has for the guy will say, no, I need this and that. She will just empty her bank account without thinking about why she was even saving, and give him everything. We're not saying that you must not give, but
so, Mr. George, do you know anyone who is like this? I can.
I think the ladies themselves will talk. Will tell us.
Yeah?
Second example, still linked to the ladies with the positive emotions. I think many girls have lost also their virginity this way. They have decided to go out themselves for a long time, but they find themselves in a situation where, because of emotion, because of a love that goes beyond the limit, they've been able to give up on this commitment that they have taken, and afterward they regret. So we need to be also very careful about the positive emotions as well. Sometimes they can bring us to act of madness, if I can call it that way.
Before the lady responds, I can add also something. Mr. Joseph, do
Yeah.
you think like also, the proposal? So somehow ladies can say yes because they are happy, So ladies also take some time to breathe,
I say, yes, and
Don't
she's
say yes
trembling.
based on emotions, So take also some time. Yeah, ladies, we need some response from you, please. Mr. Dorka, hey, Miss Dorcas. You know already, I used to call you Mr. So this is not the first time. Yeah, Miss Dorcas, are you there? I saw her somewhere. She's not there.
Maybe she's no more in.
Yeah, she's no more here.
We only have, at this moment, I see Raisa, Sadio, Dorcas. Oh, Dorcas is there. Dorcas and Grace. These are the lady. Rita as well.
Please, ladies, share something.
We just want one lady who can tell us something about what was just said. Just one. Maybe I lied.
And at this time, ladies left the meeting.
Yeah.
So, ladies, are you there?
Okay, if they don't want to talk, you can move ahead, Mr. Arcel.
So, anyone want to help? Mr. Foster. Please, I want to hear from you. Can you help us? How can we avoid the emotion? Anyone can speak, Mr. Foster. I see you. Mr. Bubaka, you didn't speak yet.
I'm surprised. Mr. Songalu.
Imagine.
I hope people are not going to run away from us, next meeting.
Hope so. Miss Raisa, Miss Sadio.
Okay, so I think it's already 5:34.
Okay.
Mr. Hassan, excuse me.
Yes, Mr.
You were actually saying something that I really didn't get. Like you said, what can we do to avoid emotion? Can we really avoid emotions?
No, I think I mean to overcome the reaction which comes after the emotions.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because me seriously, I would like to avoid emotions sometimes.
There's no way, my brother.
You're no more going to be a human being.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
as Mr. Crystal and Mr. Ali said, these are like these are the default settings that were already brought in us when we were born.
No way to avoid them.
So, Mr. Arcel, I think we can land.
Yeah, we can learn. Okay, I think I'm gonna give the conclusion. After that, I will give back the word to Mr. Joseph to conclude also. Okay, I think my own conclusion is just, as everyone have been saying, in order to control our emotion or the action that's come with, we have to take time for ourselves now. Just think about the next move. If someone did something wrong, think about the next move, and also breathe, as Miss Grace said so far. You can breathe. You need also to identify yourself. What is your reaction when it comes to, you know, to action after someone walk on your shoe or do something bad to you? What is the action that you used to do? And one more thing that I can say, a lot of people have been losing the opportunities way of reacting, and some of them they have been even avoid, or they have been losing the destiny of I can say opportunities. So they propose you a job, but you think like, the boss is so impolite, so I cannot go there. But you need to have money. You need at least to have something from you. So you need just to see what you can get to that person. Through that person, what can you get? What is the gain that you can have? Whatever the person may be impolite, the person can now really work with your own beliefs, but you need to find what is the positive in that person and work with that. Because we can even, Mr. Joseph, you can remember that there are some partnership that you can do with the person, but you think like the person is not working accordingly to you, according to what you believe. But the only thing that matters, what is the person, what is the input or the information that the person have. The only important thing is just to get the information. Just leave what is bad, but take the positive thing in that person. That is the only way we can improve ourselves. And Mr. Joseph, if you can add also something before we end the meeting.
Yeah, this was really amazing seeing the different experiences that people have got, and also seeing the different tips that have been given so far. I would just say that one thing that we need to remember as we leave from this meeting is that not being able to manage your emotions may cost you a lot. There are things that we can still repair. Like the example that I gave, at least I was lucky that the other person was not like emotionally pushed to have a reaction. These are some lucky moments when the situation can still be fine, but there's a lot of trouble that can come out of there. Like Miss Grace was saying, what if the other person reacts? It's going to be just a bigger fight. And also very important for us to know that whenever we act under emotions, it may cost us a lot, and it depends of the level of that. And one thing that we need to remember, if I will take all the tips that have been given by everybody, we need to remember that for us to manage our emotion, it's important for us to reprogram our thought process, to reprogram our mind, to reprogram our brain by identifying the different possibilities that can happen to you in those situations and thinking about the way that you're going to act. As Mr. Joel was saying, know yourself, know what are the possibility of having people around you making you angry, telling you stuff that you're not going to support, and think on how to act without making the situation worse. And as you reprogram yourself this way, it's going to save you a lot. Though it's not like 100%, 100% security, but it's really something that is great, and that is going to help you secure some of your friendship, family relationship, People have got situation where because of something, you see, Rebecca was talking about the guy. So because of something that happened, if I will take also the emotion of the lady also said, okay, it finished between us, and it's really finished. You see, so you can really lose relationship, you can lose opportunities. So be careful, know that you are not an island, you need people around you, and you need to know how to treat them as well. Thank you.
Also, Mr. Joseph, some people can use you because they know that you are not able to control your emotions.
Some people can do what?
Can use you.
Use you in which way?
Yeah, this guy doesn't know how to control his emotions. So
they want to make you angry.
Yeah, he's used to control. They can control you at any time.
Yeah, that's true. When they want to make you angry, they know how to do it, because it once again you start and they laugh at you. Yeah. So this is it. We thank you so much for having for being part of this moment, which has been a very fruitful moment. I hope we're not going only we are not going back only with what people have said, which is getting from one ear and going out. Let's really use it and practice it in our lives so that we can live a better life with people around you. For us, we thank you for being there, and this was Mr. Joseph hosting the moment with Mr. Arcel, both from the A.T.C team. We thank you and we wish you a very great night.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
evening. I say great night, great evening.
Take care of yourself and be with us on our social media.
Exactly.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Goodbye.
Okay. I'll see you next week. And for those who are still here, please, I want to tell you that this platform has been created for you. When you come, make sure that you prepare yourself with something that you can also share. Don't feel bad that your English is not good enough. We always tell people, come and make your mistakes here. You're not going to have the opportunity to make those mistakes elsewhere. Come and make those mistakes here, improve yourself, and become a better person. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone.